Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Oasis.
The entertainment Oasis.
Yes, we recently saw a movie,
Yeah, we did. Yeah, boy.
and I'll let you lead into this one.
Yeah. So we went to go watch The Suicide Squad. Cause this guy, I mean, I don't think he watched the first one.
I did not. I did not.
I thought, and for good reason. I mean, the first one was. It's a movie. I'll give it that. It's a movie.
When I saw the trailer, and to me, I just saw the Joker. I'm like, I'm not like that was kind of a deal breaker.
Gangster
for me.
Joker.
I was just like with the grill, and I'm like what is this? Like, no, just wasn't interested. But afterwards, I had people who saw it, and they're like, oh, might as well watch Birds of Prey. Might as well kind of follow the story, right? So I did see Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Which wasn't that big of a fan.
But that's not what we're here to talk about.
Right, but leading up to this one, and it was pretty good.
Pretty good? Pretty good?
6 out of 10.
Dang. I guess for him, that means he enjoyed it at the very least.
Yeah, I did. It was enjoyable.
But yeah, just so you know, major spoiler alerts, like...
As always.
You
can always expect... I mean, we probably didn't announce that in some of our earlier videos, but from now on, you can always expect there to be spoilers when we're talking about subjects. But
let's go ahead and talk about this movie.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So from the beginning, it was just, I don't know, just like knee-slapping funny type humor. I really liked it. It definitely did not take itself seriously.
It knew what it was.
Which is, yes, and that's how it should have been. Just from the get-go when they're assembling the team. Oh god.
I mean, it kind of looks like as they're assembling them, it's like, okay, cool. So, you know, we're gonna see a good chunk of these. I mean, they got Pete Davidson, Michael Rooker, Nathan Fillion. I don't know who the actor was that was playing the guy with a spear, the blonde guy who was flirting with Harley Quinn. But you had some, you know, some.
The one with the long blonde hair, the old
yeah.
man?
No, that's Michael Rooker.
Oh, okay.
The other guy, the one that was flirting with Harley Quinn, and then he dies, and he's like, "What do you want me to do with the spear?" It's like, and he just slaps him.
That wasn't the Australian guy?
Yeah, no, that's Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang, okay.
Which,
Oh, that's he was very upset.
And we'll get to that. But you know, you see all this star power, and you're like, "Oh, cool, okay," and then they all die within the first 5 minutes, and it's like. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool though.
Just like in that other, who was it? Like Brad Pitt, they got it. Like who was invisible and got electrocuted. Yeah, that was hilarious. Oh man.
So I mean, I enjoyed that aspect of it. It's like, I really thought Nathan Fillion was gonna be in a good amount of it, and no. But they, you know, the whole first couple minutes, it's like them trying to they get recruited and stuff, and they're trying to get onto this island.
It was honestly one of the best scenes in the entire movie.
It was
like the very one of the very beginning scenes.
And then shit just goes like to hell.
Yeah.
It just everything like the wheels fall off, you know, and trains off the rails. Even though trains don't really, they have wheels, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, the metallic one, the metal ones. When I think wheels, I think car wheels. Anyways. And it's just hilarious to see the absurdity of that fight with that country's military or whatever. And so Nathan Fillion plays this character called the Detachable Kid.
Oh god. And
all he does is like he can detach his body parts from his body. So you think he's gonna do something badass, where it's like where there's like when they say TDK is open, it's like. Take your shot or whatever, and then he just detaches his arms, and then you just see him moving slowly, and then they just start doing this.
They just start messing with the army. They don't even do anything special.
And the whole time you're just like, what? And then they start shooting the arms, and he's just on the floor like writhing in pain.
Yeah, it's like how is he feeling pain if they're detached from him? It was so stupid.
That whole gunfight just goes completely bonkers, and well, the first thing that made me mad about the movie is that Captain Boomerang dies within the first 5 minutes. I mean, he goes out in the most Captain Boomerang way. You know, I think that was the best way for him to go. But it would have been cooler if he would have died later on in the movie, because this is one of the characters that came out in the first one. Yeah. And I really did like him in the first one. And I felt like...
I mean, I wouldn't know, but I'm, just taking your word for it.
I was hoping there would be more of a Boomerang Harley Quinn dynamic in this one. And you can kind of see, like, I guess she's a little taken aback when he dies, because like right before the helicopter explodes, she like calls out to him and he's just smiling though. The cool part is that when he's dead and they're going through the battlefield, you just see his skeletal remains holding his boomerang, and the boomerang's like lighting up like white, like has a lot of energy in it or whatever. And I don't know, it made me mad, but at the same time I'm like, I'm glad he got a really awesome death out of it. So sad though, so sad. But no, and then from there, I guess the movie kind of dies down a bit, but then it picks up again because they capture Rick Flag. And then it picks up again when they're trying to save him from the from the country's army.
It turned like they just go through like this awesome like killing montage where they're like assassinating they think it's an enemy camp, but it just turns out that when they find Rick Flag, it's like this was the rebel.
The rebel forces trying to dethrone the government that they're that they're trying to fight for.
So they basically spent like a good 20 minutes just assassinating their own
freedom
people.
fighters.
Yeah, it was. God,
but it's funny because Peacekeeper, which is John Cena's character, and Bloodsport, Idris Elba, like they just go off on this little contest to see who can have the cooler kills.
Because they have basically the same power, right?
Yeah, it's
the same
really good at hand-to-hand combat and like can turn anything into a deadly weapon.
And accuracy and
yeah. But once it gets to Rick Flag and they're like, who are you? It's like, why didn't my man alert me that you were here? I was like, oh, we didn't see anyone.
Yeah, and
after they had like butchered the whole camp.
It's like a bunch of dead bodies. Oh man, it was good.
It really had great characters.
It did. Again, the comedy was really good. A lot of the scenes were entertaining. I will say the plot was very, very generic though.
Yeah.
Extremely generic.
But I think it made it work. Like they made it work.
Of course. Just because a plot's generic doesn't mean it's a bad plot. I mean, there's a reason why it's overused so much is because it works. But basically it's just we're going in to do this mission. Oh, turns out our own government is also the bad guy type of thing too. Shall we expose the truth, or should we keep it a secret? We're conflicted.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, generic, but hey, it works.
Yeah, it definitely worked. And what helped it work was, I think the characters really. I mean, I really found myself liking every character. King Shark, funny, kind of adorable. What do you like? Polka Dot Man.
Oh man,
he
one of the strongest in the team. Arguably the strongest, maybe. I mean, just because of how destructive his power is.
Yeah. Then you have Ratcatcher, which is no, I take it back. Maybe Ratcatcher might be the most OP in the group.
I guess overall, yeah, but like in single combat, I had to give it to Polka Dot Man.
Yeah. And then who else do we have? Well, Rick Flag, of course, we know him from the first one. I ended up liking Bloodsport more than I thought I would. I definitely liked him more than Will Smith's Deadshot. I feel like this one, like Idris Elba did really good with the little bits of comedy he was given.
Yeah, to me he was the straight man of comedy.
Yeah,
like basically the only one with like common sense, more grounded, and just one of those like, oh, I'm surrounded by all these people type of thing. But I did like how they kind of tied in like his family thing. Like they showed that even though he's done all these terrible things, like he's still grounded by like
his love for his daughter. Even though he kind of like tries to make it seem like, nah, it's like just stay away from me.
Yeah, he's kind of a jerk to her, but he does it. I think he does it on purpose to keep her at arm's length because he doesn't want her to be associated with his, criminal lifestyle.
Yeah. Or
his background and all that. So yeah, he had plenty of motivation to do what he did.
And was that other guy? What was his name? Milton?
Who?
That was, I don't know, I enjoyed that part. It's like, who's Milton? It's like, he's literally
been with us the whole time. He was a really nice guy. And he really was. Like, if you if you go back and pay attention to the scenes, he was there. And he helped them get into the
country, into the city.
Into the city that was basically run by the enemy. By the enemy camp. Yeah.
I don't know. Overall, it just had so many cool moments, and I liked the fact that they used Starro as the big bad for the movie. I don't know. I never thought I would see Starro in the movie, but I'm glad that they did, especially with the little, what do you call it, little star thing that he shoots.
Yeah. Was that canon?
Yeah, he did that. Well, he did that in Justice League. You remember? Pretty sure it was like little Starros.
Really? In the show?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I could remember there was an episode where there was like a Starro, like little Starro things, where they attach themselves to that.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. But, of course, because it's a Suicide Squad movie, a lot of the characters die. Rick Flag. That was kind of hard. I was like, well, maybe as time came. I mean,
yeah.
I did hate that they killed off Polka Dot Man. I felt like he was such an endearing character that you could have at least gotten another movie from him or out of him. You know, if he comes out in part 3, if there is a part 3. And if you would have killed him at that point, I think it would have been more impactful. Because by then you would have had 2 movies to kind of get to know this person and, you know, like the character a little bit more, and then just, you know, when he dies, it just hits a little harder. And what surprised me was that Taika Waititi, was it Taika? Is that his name? Taika Waititi, the guy who directed Thor Ragnarok. He plays Korg. I was surprised he came out in the movie as Ratcatcher's dad, the first Ratcatcher, which is weird because it's like, wow, we're seeing someone who's actively working with Marvel in a DC movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, huh. It's like, I wonder what that's all about.
Maybe Disney will buy out DC soon. Who knows?
You never know.
I can't because it's Warner Brothers.
You never know.
They're too big for that.
But yeah, like it's Peacekeeper though. The whole twist with Peacekeeper, and his character overall was great.
John Cena did do a good job. He was funny. But dude,
at the same time when he needed to be serious, I think he pulled it off pretty well.
I'm sorry though, but that was I saw that coming from a mile away. As soon as he was saying like, I'm all about liberty, like, and I'll do this and I'll do that, anything for this, I'm like, okay, I can already see what was gonna happen at the end.
I'm kind of glad that they didn't.
It was the whole conflict between, should we expose? No, but let's keep the peace.
Yeah, and I was kind of happy that they didn't shift all their focus on Harley Quinn, because that's one of the things I was worried about. Since technically she is the biggest draw in the movie, I was worried that it was just gonna be like mostly Harley Quinn and then like, you know, everyone else. But I think they did a pretty good job at dividing up the screen time.
They did, and don't get me wrong, she did have a lot of screen time though. Like, she was in plenty of scenes, but
it was definitely not the Harley Quinn movie,
right?
For sure,
right.
But it was like she did have like her moments. Like when there was this one moment where she's being, I guess, courted by the ruler or king or president.
The current president of that like authoritarian government.
And you know, it kind of looks like they're hitting it off, and you know, he starts going into his master plan about like what he's gonna do, and she ends up shooting him. And then she, you know, starts doing like her typical Harley Quinn thing. And at first it's funny, it's like, fucking Harley. But then as she starts talking and saying why she did it, like even though she's saying it in a joking manner, you kind of start to realize like how dark that really is. She killed him because of all the abuse or all the
trauma that she went through beforehand.
Yeah, so while they mask that in a comedic thing, like when you really pay attention to the words she's saying, it's kind of like, damn, she's just broken, you know. And I think they did a masterful. They portrayed that in a masterful way, like still including the comedy that's expected from Harley Quinn, but at the same time still having that sense of you know. Seriousness. It
definitely shows like her also like anti-hero side type of thing. Okay. She's definitely more like, I would say she's 70% villain, 30% non-villain, something like that.
I feel like
she leans more towards villain, but like, and I feel like Catwoman leads a little bit more hero. Like they're kind of like the opposite, but they still also kind of meet in the middle. But overall, going back to the movie, it was good. I would say definitely worth the watch.
And it's on HBO Max, so you don't even have to pay, like me, because.
And apparently, it did come out Thursday night.
So, we originally planned to go watch it at one of our friends' place on HBO, and then I was reading online, and it said, "Oh, it's gonna be on HBO Max on August the 6th," and I'm like, "Wait,
that's Friday."
It's like that's Friday though. Because I know they advertised it like same day as theaters, and I checked the theaters and there was showings on Thursday the 5th, and I was like, so it doesn't come out on the 5th, like what the fuck? So then I buy tickets for everyone. We go, and as soon as we get out and we're walking to a bar, one of my friends texts me and he's like, did you watch Suicide Squad? And I'm like, yeah dude, I loved it. It was so great. He's like, have you watched it? He's like, yeah, I just finished watching it on HBO Max. And I'm just like,
HBO Max.
It's like, wait, what? And that kind of just got me like, so we came to the theater for nothing. I mean, the food was great, I'll admit.
It was good. Nice atmosphere, nice comfy
atmosphere,
chairs.
But son of a bitch.
We were kind of looking forward to like a
gathering,
a gathering at a friend's
order
house.
pizza, have drinks, that aren't ridiculously expensive. And now I know.
You lied to me, HBO.
You lied to me.
You lied to me.
Filthy HBO.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think it's worth a watch. I have a friend who watched it twice already, and he still liked it as much as he did. Watching it the second time, he enjoyed it as much as he enjoyed it the first time. So, if that should show you that at the very least, it's definitely a good movie, and it's several times better than the first one that came out. So if you have a moment,
I believe it.
Go watch it.
And also the main draw. If they make a third one, I already know my main draw and my main motivation as to why I want to watch it.
Right.
The true American hero, the Weasel.
Oh God, the Weasel, the freaking Weasel. That thing was creepy though.
It was. That ending scene was just perfect though. He just runs off into the fucking forest and he eats he's killed children and shit.
So the thing with Weasel,
you've got that thing running around your country now.
The thing with the Weasel is that he dies within the first 5 minutes because he drowns.
Yeah, they think he dies.
And so they bring him to shore and he's like, oh, the Weasel's dead. And so you forget about him, you think he's dead, and then at the end of the movie, once everything's done, you just see him laying on the beach, and then he starts coughing out all the water. Yeah. And then he just gets up and it's making its weird little weasel noises, and then just runs off all silly into the forest.
But anyway, oh God, that was so stupid. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, of course, as usual, let us know what you think about the movie.
And if you liked it,
let us know in the comments.
If you watch it and you like the little rat, what was his name, Sebastian?
Oh,
then you gotta leave this video a like.
Yes.
You gotta leave it for Sebastian. I think that's his name. I hope that's his name. Sorry, little rat, if I'm not getting your name right. But yes, aside from that, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for spending your time with us, and we hope you guys come back to the Oasis.
The Entertainment Oasis. Peace out.
Adios. Come on, little rat.
Was that rat
waving at me? It's yeah, I think it is.
Why?
That was so dumb.